man, come on in. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler, and welcome to is it misogyny or misandry? Episode I ain't saying, I'm just saying with the raw with me nation. Man, y'all clap that thing on up. Yeah, y'all clap that thing on up. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. Why? Because if you know me, grow me, and sharing is caring. Yeah. Do have a video, do have a live coming to y'all later on tonight, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We gonna make it do what it do. Y'all make sure y'all rock with me on that and everything like that. The Rock With Me Nation, Recast T'Challa. We got a lot to talk about. People loose lips, sink ships. I don't know what's going on. But we gonna talk about it today. Misogyny or misandry? How in the world did we get here with Black Panther? Because I didn't think we would have got here with Black Panther. I really did. But let's look at it, because y'all see the title. And it's not like we haven't seen a comment on the social media boards. We have seen the comments on the social media boards. Anytime you say anything in regards to Black Panther 2 that's critical, you get told to either shut up, give it up, stop hating on women. And it's like, well, damn, all we just asked for was a character. And we've seen comments from MCU, which that's not my thing, and everything like that. I don't really like the way that sounds. I don't like what it implies either. And we got misogyny. Like that's what we got. Those are the two biggest phrases we've got on the social media boards. And the people that use MCU, they're more upset with Marvel and how Marvel has chosen to highlight female characters. Misogyny, well, anytime you say anything about the movie and how it did not represent Chadwick Boseman, how it did not represent the character T'Challa, how it misrepresented Black people, you get called a misogynist. So, like I said, for a movie that was supposed to be about bringing people together and celebrating their collective culture, that's what it was in the first movie. The second one kind of fell off the rails a little bit. Now, there were those of us who noticed the discrepancy, and social media wasted no time in telling us, as I alluded to earlier, that we were misogynistic for calling it out. Now, admittedly, I've been called a lot of names by females in my past, my personal past. Not all of them were flattering. But if I got called a name, and I had to think about the one that I got called the most, it was a dog. Got called a dog. I never got called a male chauvinist pig. I've never been accused of male toxicity, and I've definitely never been called a misogynist. I've been called a garden tool before. I ain't been called that. Full transparency. Now, I was called them names because I was promiscuous as a dude. I've been, just being honest. For me, being honestly, most recently in regards to the demographic that Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever was pandering to, like I said, I've been called a misogynist. And those that have called out the movie for its lack of male representation have been called misogynists. Mind you, those accusations have come from both men and women, which was crazy. But, and like I said, those comments, those names, those labels aren't just aimed at me. It's aimed at anyone who has an issue with the makeup of the film of Black Panther 2. So much so to the point where I had to look up the word misogyny. I did, because I was like, because like I said, I got male chauvinists all day. You ain't got to tell me what that means. Male chauvinist pig, I know what that means all day. You don't have to tell me what male toxicity, toxic masculinity. You don't have to tell me what toxic masculinity is. I got a pretty good idea what that is. But male show, but when you say misogyny, I was like, I thought that was everything. I thought that was it already. We seem to keep coming up with new words to say that we have terrible men in the world. I don't I don't know why we got to keep reinventing the phrase every day. Nevertheless, I looked it up, and you know what I found in regards to what misogyny means? Dislike or contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women. Dislike of or contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women. Misogyny can look like many things. It can be blatant, like violence against women, or it can be less obvious, like subtly perpetuating inequality between men and women. It's women that jump higher than I do. It's women that run faster than I do, and I understand. I accept that the only thing that I can do that a woman can't do is reproduce sperm. Y'all like, Theo, what? No, because I'm not getting in no car and driving fast. I saw Danica Collins did that. Now she drives cars faster than I do. I'm not finna sit up here and say, cause I'm a man, that make me better than her. Just make me a man. That's all. Just mean I ain't got to go through 9 months of internal pregnancy. External, yeah, because I got to be with her. But as a man, I don't do this. Anyway, someone with misogynistic beliefs, for example, might take men at their word while dismissing or trivializing a woman with the same opinion. It's women in the Rock With Me Nation. I don't know. Grand Madam Tarot, I take her advice all the time. I take my wife's advice too. I don't. She just turned 10, but my 10-year-old actually gave me advice on how to edit videos on the cell phone. So I don't. So now the question is, does wanting T'Challa recast or not killed off make one a misogynist? Because I don't. You're gonna be hard pressed to find some women that call me a misogynist, that see me as a misogynist. You're just gonna be hard pressed. But does it make one a misogynist for questioning what happened to the male characters in Wakanda? Does it make one a misogynist for correcting those that don't? I got questions. Does it make one a misogynist for knowing the history of Black Panther? Does it make one a misogynist for correcting those that don't, whether they be male or female? And does it matter the gender when you get corrected? Well, according to some, no, it doesn't. Apparently, the gender doesn't matter, just the mindset. As we have here, the niece of the late actor has been called a misogynist by someone saying T'Challa shouldn't be recast. Derek Bozeman and the niece both got called misogynist by this young lady right here. I usually do the due diligence of blocking out their name, but she seems to be a pretty tough cookie. So, anytime y'all want to go talk to her, but she feels like, I don't believe she understands what misogynist means, and I'm gonna get back to that later. So, as I alluded to, the niece and the brother of the late actor were called misogynistic by this young lady. So I said to myself, Theo, there's a female equivalent for almost everything male. So I Googled low and I Googled high. And guess what I found? I found the word misandry. Now, this word I'd never heard of until I noticed something in response to recast T'Challa. Men, as I alluded to, were being frequently called out of their names, and this one word stood out: misogynistic. And more often than not, it was being thrown their way by women. Now, there were some men who deserved, don't get it twisted. But while the comments from the men were just stupid, because the men, we had men calling us misogynistic, misogynoir. There were some men who did it. But while the comments from the men were just basically stupid and historically erroneous when it came to Black Panther, the ones from the women took on a more personal tone. Because they were quick with the insults. You get with a dude, you just getting your knowledge challenged. You get with a female, if you challenging her knowledge, you getting called all out your name. Woman hater and all that. See, disagreeing with the women wasn't a matter of knowledge. Disagreeing with the woman about the significance of recasting T'Challa meant you hated women. That's what they implied. You hated women. If you pointed out the cast, how it was just Winston Duke, you got called misogynistic. You were labeled a misogynist. It didn't matter the knowledge that you dropped. The amount of knowledge you could and would drop did and doesn't matter. Even to this day, it don't matter. They'll laugh in your face and still call you a woman hater. Knowledge should matter to a rational person, though. Not caring about knowledge would make one irrational. And who might be irrational to knowledge being shared when it comes to a man. Well, I know who would be irrational when it comes to knowledge being shared about a woman. That would be a misogynist. So who would be irrational when it comes to sharing knowledge about men? It would be a misandrist. Now, first to my surprise, the word has been around since 1898. Yeah, this ain't a recent word. This word been around for a minute. Certain examples of what are being dubbed misandrists speak may include any overgeneralization of the male involving their likes, dislikes, their interests, their motivations, their sex lives, etc. Examples of other labeled misandrists speak. And this is crazy because if that's the case, as men, we've been dealing with this for a long, long time now. And there's quite a few people suffering from this. All men care about is sex. That sound familiar? Men don't respect the female opinion. That sound familiar? Man up. He doesn't care about me because I'm a woman. I know I've heard it. I have. Or the only reason men want T'Challa recast is because they don't want Shuri to become Black Panther. Now that, I put that one in there personally because every recaster knows Shuri becomes the Black Panther. You know what anti-recasters never mention? That T'Challa goes right back to being the Black Panther. They don't mention it. They go back. What they will erroneously say is T'Challa died. And since we checked that, now we went from T'Challa didn't die in the comics to no, we're misogynistic because we don't want Shuri to pick up the mantle. We want the stories to be told right. And if we want the stories to be told right, that includes Shuri picking up the mantle. Even though she's not the only female to do so. I really wish y'all would think about the other female, but y'all don't do that. But anyway. Now, even though these same men can recite the names of female characters, their stories have comics featuring the female characters, have purchased action figures based on these characters, if not customized, they are quickly dismissed after having a misogyny label stamped on their foreheads by those who have an issue with recasters. Misogyny. Misogyny, misogynist, 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 misogynist. And it don't matter what you're saying, misogynist. You can show pictures, you could tell stories, you could identify all the female, misogynist. You can have comic books written by female authors that wrote World of Wakanda. Hey, Roxanne Gay, misogynist. Don't matter. Now, I won't pretend that there are some men in the recast T'Challa movement who aren't misogynistic. I'm not going to do that. All walks of life. I'm pretty sure that we have misogynistic men in recast T'Challa, just like they have misandrist females over in, and I shouldn't even say that. I'm pretty sure we got misogynistic people. I'm going to say that because you don't have to be male or female. You just have to have that mindset. So I'm pretty sure we got people over in the recast T'Challa that are misogynistic. And just like I'm pretty sure we got misandrists over there in anti-recasters. The difference is that I know there's no such thing as zero possibility. And I freely admit that, and I accept that. There's also this difference. I'm not going to let a dude speak out on a female. Nah, we ain't got to go that route. We're going to state the facts. We're going to state the history. And as fans of T'Challa, fans of Chadwick Boseman, that's what we want. Because if we understand nothing else, Chadwick Boseman had both a mother and a father, and he loved both of them dearly. He did. So, if you say you love Chadwick Boseman, being misogynistic, yeah. Anyway, as I stated, the difference is that recast T'Challa stays on message. We just want the stories told. We just want the character recast. It's just that simple. And we didn't want the character killed off, period. Now, doublespeak is killing off the character, saying it's a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, but you're going to recast the character later on. No, then that tribute was empty. See, the tribute should have meant something more than just killing off the character. The tribute should have been more than just ceremonial. The tribute to Chadwick Boseman should have been meaningful, impactful, and eternal, as in everlasting. If you're going to recast the character, that cheapens the moment for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That's simple math, simple rationality. Seems like the only form of math or rationality we understand is the subtraction of the male, the black male. How did a story that was supposed to represent all of Wakanda get whittled down to including a portion of Wakanda? And I did say whittled down to including a portion of Wakanda. Taku is gay. If we don't want to put heterosexual men in it, where was Taku? A character who'd been around since 1969. He wasn't significant enough to include in the first movie. We say it's about inclusivity. We say it's about the LGBTQ. Well, neither Taku nor Anika showed up in the first movie. We didn't want the Dora Milaje General to be a gay woman. We didn't want T'Challa Senior Advisor to be a gay man. Okay. Now, some will say that all the primary male actors were killed in the first movie. But yeah, but that's the writer's choice. Writer had a choice. Writer didn't have to kill those characters off. Some of those characters were killed off just to keep the story moving. If you got to resort to death to keep the story moving, well, you may want to talk to the late, great Stan Lee. Think about how he felt about death being in the story. These characters are being killed off by a pen and a pad. The same pen and a pad that could have been used to write Taku, Zawabari, Hunter, Achille, Nyx, Zakar, Flea into existence, no different than Anika, a gay woman, was written into the second movie. We chose to exclude Tosin, Jai. We chose to exclude black males in the movie. I don't think I'm wrong for asking why. No different than black females would have had a reason to ask why were black women not represented if this movie looked something like this. Wouldn't have been no reason for that movie to look like that. And everybody that's a Black Panther fan would have known it. And we all would have said something. We'd have been like, nah, we don't want that. Had this movie flipped like this, where they killed off most of the female characters, we wouldn't have wanted it. See, we'd have stayed consistent. And since I know for a fact the Queen Mother Ramunda is not dead, no different than her son, her stepson, by the way, that he's not dead, you can miss me with the third movie. Ramunda dead and T'Challa dead, and you introducing me as something. No, I'm good on that. See, I'm going to respect everything about Wakanda. Heterosexual, LGBTQ, male, female. I'm going to respect it all. And I'm going to yearn for it all. See, remember when I said we were supposed to get it all in Wakanda? We were supposed to get all those stories. That's how those stories go. But we can't get those stories as long as we have westernized prejudice introduced into it. And you can get westernized prejudice from people that look like me into an African story. You can. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. Essentially, if you think one sex is superior to the other, as opposed to the balance to one another, being the balance to one another, you're either misogynist or misandrist. It's just that simple. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace. Hey, before I go, make sure y'all click, like, share, subscribe, and everything like that. We trying to do big things around here. Shout out to my lovely wife. She moved some stuff today. I wasn't even looking for it. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.